The next module is the slideshow module, and this one is actually one that I use for presentations. So if you have a collection or a set of photos that you want to present as a slideshow, select that folder or that collection and then choose slideshow. Here it opens up the slideshow editor. So you have some templates over on the left-hand side that will create a different style of slideshow. You also have your custom sort of edits over on the right-hand side, which will adjust how this is laid out. You can also create your own template once you've edited the settings over here on the right-hand side. Now, to choose the photos that you want to include in this photo or in this slideshow, you can use this button down here. It says use all film strip photos, which are all the photos down here, or you can choose just selected photos or just flagged photos, for example. So if I select 3 and then just choose selected photos, it will only go through those 3 photos. So to go through the different slides, you can just click this button right here, the before and after button, or you can just click the photo down here in your film strip down below. All right, so on the right-hand side, you can see all of the options for how this is laid out. Starting at the top, this photo, or the zoom to fill frame, we've created this frame right here, which is basically created with this layout. And if we choose zoom to film frame, it will zoom in the photo to fill that frame. Otherwise, it's going to show the full photo. For example, in this one, it's going to have the portrait. If we chose zoom to film frame, it's going to zoom it to film that frame, but that doesn't look good. So usually I leave that off. We've already cropped and edited our photos right before we do this slideshow, so we have it at the proper aspect ratio. You probably don't want to zoom to film frame. Next, you have this border, stroke border. Turning that on or off, you see it has this white border. That's just a stylistic thing. I personally don't think I would want that, so I'm going to turn that off. And then same with shadow. So turning that on or off gives this little drop shadow. Next, you have your guides or the layout. So showing the guides will just show the frame we've created. Adjusting these numbers down here will make our frame bigger or smaller. So if we want the photo to fill the entire screen, then drag these all the way to the left. So now if we go to one of these other photos, it fills the frame. If we go to this photo, which is a 16:9 photo, it fills the entire screen. Now the aspect ratio preview is going to show you what it looks like on a 4:3 screen versus a 16:9 screen versus the screen that you're using right now, which is also 16:9, my computer desktop screen. So that's pretty cool if you want to adjust how big or small the photo is in your frame. You also have your identity plate. So if you want, you can have this identity plate on all photos. So you see it up there, or you can turn it off. You can also adjust what it says, the opacity, the scale. Clicking the text right here and choosing edit will let you adjust what you want it to say. You can also choose watermarking. So you can create different watermarks, or you could include your standard watermark on your photos. So for example, this is an old Video School Online watermark that now is at the bottom left of our frame. To edit watermarks, just choose edit watermarks. We learned about that in editing that lesson earlier on. I just went through and gave ratings to these photos with my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 keyboard shortcuts to show you that you can actually turn on the star rating for these photos. So this is kind of cool if you are doing some sort of photo critique or something for yourself or for students or really anything to show that star rating. You also have some text overlays. So if you want to add text, you just click this ABC button right here. I'll call this Pismo Beach, for example. So for example, if you want to show where it's going to be or name where your photo is, have a little description, you can add that text. And then this is the setting, the global setting that will adjust what it looks like. You can change the font, the style, the color. You can automatically turn it on or off. If you're in a slide, you can move this around actually right here. And you can change the size if you want as well. The next options are for your backdrop. So you have your color. So if you want it to be white, blue, gray, whatever color you want, you can actually adjust the colors just by picking a color over here, or just have it be white or black. You can also change and use a background image. So just dropping an image into this background image option will add that image as a background, and you can adjust the opacity as well. Notice this color wash option. This is more of a gradient. If you just want a solid background color, you can just turn that off and choose your background color right here. These next options are for sort of a title card or an end screen. So if you want to include that, you could just click this, check that box on for intro screen. And then if you want to add sort of a title, you can choose add identity plate. And then you might want to adjust that to be whatever you want. We'll call this course slide show. Okay. And so that's going to appear there. You might want to adjust the scale up here of that. And you can also do a color override for this as well. And this won't adjust any other text or the color of your plate up here on the top if you have those. And same for the end screen. Now with this music option, this is cool if you want to have music in the background while you present your slideshow. You can also export these slideshows as videos. So if you have music, just click the plus button, find the music that you want, and it will actually add it to the slideshow and play it in the background. In terms of the playback settings, you can have an automatic slideshow. So that's automatically selected, and you choose the slide length. So right now, the length of each slide is 4 seconds with a crossfade of 2.5 seconds in between each slide. You can also add things like pan and zoom. So this is going to do that sort of Ken Burns zoom in and out effect while the slideshow is playing. You can have it repeat the slideshow if you want to present this on a screen or just have it up going. You can just have it on, and then when you press play, it's going to just play over and over and over. You can also have a randomized order. So for example, again, if you're doing a slideshow where you're not really presenting it, but it's just playing in the background at a party or something, you might want it to be random order. You have your quality. Typically, I would set it to high if you want, but just for testing it out, draft is fine. If you did add music, you can choose to fit the slideshow to the music by clicking this button. So if your song is 1 minute, it's going to basically make the slideshow 1 minute long, and it will adjust how long each slide is according to how long your music is. So if we click on preview, it's going to preview the slideshow in the middle right here. And you can see that it automatically plays through each one. And then it repeats. So we have it repeated on, and it has that course, that intro card. We didn't have an identity plate for the end screen, so that's why it was a blank screen there. To get out of it, let's just click the stop button. So that's just to preview how it would look. If you want to actually play it full screen, just click the play button. And so now you see that it plays full screen. I'm going to press the escape button to escape out of this, but you can see that it's actually zooming in slowly, doing that sort of Ken Burns effect. If you want to do it at a manual sort of presentation, just click the manual button and then choose play or preview. And now I just used my arrow keys to go to the next image or the previous image. So this is good if you're doing more of a presentation and you're talking over it and you don't know exactly how long it's going to be. If you want to save it as a video where you can upload it online, share it, export as a video that will be played on some sort of screen, just click the export video button. And now you can choose the quality. So 1080p would be the highest sort of full HD quality, or you can choose a lower quality, which will save space in terms of file space, but I would always err on the side of choosing the highest quality, and then just click export, and then we'll save it as that MP4 file. Or you can export the slideshow itself as a PDF. And this might be good if, for example, you do a presentation, but you also want to have a printout where people can see the slides that you're going through as well. So that's the slideshow module. It's pretty cool. If you want to save a slideshow, just click create saved slideshow. Say that 10 times fast. We'll call this test 1. And you can choose where you want to save it. You can save it into a collection. Say create. And now you can always go back to the slideshow in Lightroom if you want to edit it or find it later on. Thanks so much for watching. In the next lesson, we'll look at the print module.